battle reports. Today we are playing Star Wars Legion, and we are going to be in the woods around some tall trees. And what goes well with the woods? Well, Commandos, of course. These are what they look like. They just came out yesterday, and the paint is still wet on them. Actually, their paint job isn't quite done yet, so forgive their unfinished appearance. We're going to see how well they work. Here's the whole board we'll be playing on. The terrain was built by Jason over at the Perky Nerd. Jason's been building a bunch of terrain like this that looks really great. And you can find it all at the Perky Nerd along Magnolia Boulevard in Burbank, where you can also buy a lot of Star Wars games, including Legion. All right, on with the game. The scenario is going to have battle lines, with the objective being recon and supplies in clear conditions. Battle lines will have the players setting up across from one another. Recon and supplies is perfect for the Commandos, as it means the players have to get to 5 objectives and hold them at the end of the game. And clear conditions will mean they can shoot across the board, as long as there aren't tall trees in the way. Let's see who the forces will be. And here you can see the Imperials. We have as their leader Darth Vader, of course, and he has with him the Force Reflexes, the Force Choke, and Saber Throw, so he will be choking people and throwing his saber at them, that sort of thing. That is the Lord of Darkness right there. Then we have 3 units of Stormtroopers here, all of them with the long DLT-19 and the extra trooper, along with some grenades. Over here we have the ATST, which actually is over here, the big old thing that never fits in the camera. It's going to have its 88 twin lake blaster cannon and a long range comm link, and the Z47 speeder, or 74 speeder bike. Sorry, I short-sighted them there. And they're going to, of course, have a long range comm link.
The goal is to use Darth Vader a lot to control the leadership and try to have troops unit near Darth Vader, and to try to move them. It's going to be a little tricky because we have so much terrain of height 1, and I'm going to take advantage of my big guy, the ATST, yeah. To try, I'm not going to really focus my shooting in the vehicles of the rebels. I'm going to use my big guy to really make damage in the troops, because the troops in this mission, they need to control the objectives.
And on the Rebel side, we have a much larger army, because it is hard to fill a Rebel army even now with the Commandos. So let's meet them all. Of course, we have Luke and Leia leading. I guess with Han we could fill the order a little bit faster. He just came out today too, but we do not have that because we were busy painting our Commandos. One of them isn't even stuck to his base yet. We have both the regular Commandos, and we have the strike team, which is just a sniper on his own, which is an interesting way of doing that. They have the proton charge saboteur, which is going to be interesting because he's going to be able to lay charges on the table. Duck and cover, emergency stems, targeting scopes, and on the sniper he's got an uplink and targeting scope, which, you know, he wouldn't be much of a sniper without that. We have a whole bunch of Rebel troopers. In fact, we don't even have enough cards for it at the moment. Some of these are on loan, so it's going to be 4 Rebel trooper units, and they actually come with the targeting scopes and the Z6 trooper. Well, most of them come with that, but 1 Ion trooper. We got Princess Leia over here with esteemed leader and command presence, and 2 ATRTs, 1 with a flamethrower and 1 with rotary blaster, and one of them has the long range comm link and the other with the comm jammer. So we shall see how this plays out. It's the first time that I'm using the Commandos. Of course, they just came out today, so we'll see how that goes. My idea with them, I noticed that they have an explosive expert, so I'm going to try to put that by one of the objectives and try to just hold that objective with that, just through fear. You know, the rebels use fear all the time, don't they? And I'm going to have them trying to be close to that objective, try to take that, while also try to hold 2 others and just try to hold the 3. I've learned that using the rebels, the best thing to do is go right after the objective, try to win for points specifically, not about, you know, destroying as many units as possible. So we'll see what happens. And everybody is on the field. Everyone is set up here, both the Rebels and the Imperials. And so let's take a look at how they are deployed. First, let's look at our star players, because they are the new pieces for today. They are the Rebel Commandos, and they're not fully painted because it's sort of a rush job because we wanted to get this done today. Anyway, one of the things that is very neat about them is after deployment they get to 1 full speed 2 movement forward, and so they are deployed a little bit ahead of everybody else. they are getting closer to that objective, and since this is something where you're trying to get the objectives by the end of the game, looks like they're going to get up there and try to claim that one. Anyway, so they're set up over here. You got Luke with a sniper back here. You have the line of rebel troopers back here with their AT-RTs, and Leia in the mix there as well, and one of them almost already right by one of the objectives. All right, over here, what you have is this objective with some stormtroopers and the speeder bikes right next to it, but the speeder bikes are going to zip right by it and the points don't count until the end. We have the AT-ST looking right down the throat of that center one, and over here you've got Nooch Vader, or Darth Vader, sorry I went into Ewok there for a second, with a bunch of his stormtroopers ready to sacrifice them in the name of his empire. Who shall be triumphant? Let's take a look.
The first cards are a coordinated bombardment from the Rebels and an ambush by the Imperials. They're both 1-pip cards, so they roll, and the Rebels get the initiative. The Imperials send their speeder bikes around the side, and the Rebels move their AT-RTs to meet them. They also pop their infantry around the corner. The Commandos are climbing the hill on the far side, and Stormtroopers are coming up to meet them. But we can't see a lot over there.
At the end of turn one, this game is off to a quick start. Let's start over here on the right side with Vader and all his guys. He is moving 3 units of stormtroopers up. They are going around that tree and coming up against these Commandos, which were not very big in number before, but they're even smaller in number. Ooh, 2 of them were not able to make that climb. They really need to have grappling hooks. I made the mistake. For some reason, I thought they came with grappling hooks. In fact, I heard that rumor, so for those of you who thought like I did, they came with grappling hooks. No, they do not. And so I had to roll, and 2 of them fell to their doom. I guess broke their necks or just broke a leg, and they're out of this battle. Anyway, Luke is coming up to help them out as well. You got a unit of rebel infantry over at that objective. 2 of them here with Leia. One of them took a hit. Is a little bit worse for wear by this AT-ST, who himself has gotten hit by this Ion Trooper. You have the AT-STs, which are moving over this direction towards the speeder bikes, which are not in range except by this infantry that has come out and blasted them a little bit. And now you have also these stormtroopers that are over here getting this objective. But the objectives do not count until turn 6, and like I said, we are only on turn 1. How will things continue?
On to the next turn, and the Imperials play push while the Rebels play no time for sorrows, allowing a couple of units to move right away. They use that to put their infantry back into cover, and the speeder bikes take on the AT-RTs. Taking one out. It's first blood. Further up the board, everyone's gone behind the trees, so it's hard to see them. Let's go to the field to find out what's happening over there.
End of turn 2, and a lot of things happen on these turns. Let's take a look. Okay, so they took 1 for 1 over here. The speeder bikes sped up here and took down one of the AT-RTs. They fired back, took one of them down. The infantry had already run back there because of Leia's card, which allowed them to do a speed 1 move right away. So they made sure to skedaddle, get themselves out of the way, and left it to the AT-RTs to fight with them, which sort of seems like the usual logical fight. Over here, these guys did not hit the AT-ST, so that is going to have 2 actions next turn unless they can get a jump on it. Over here, they did actually damage it and actually didn't have any impact to do it with, so they did pretty darn well. Over here, they took a loss to these stormtroopers who were going to come up onto the hill, but a detonation was thrown on here by these Commandos. Commandos have a detonator they can throw. So they threw the detonator, it can explode any time. They went, yeah, let's run over here and kill one of these guys. And then they put themselves into a defensive position. And now over here, Darth Vader came up and he got an owie as he was climbing. And Luke came over to defend the Commandos while you have all those other stormtroopers getting ready to climb.
On to the next turn, and they've both played the same pips yet again. Vader plays Implacable, and Luke plays Son of Skywalker. I guess it's because they both know they're going to go up against each other this turn. Most of the game is taking place at the top of the board where we can't see, so I can't narrate from this angle. Though I do see the speeder bike running around the AT-RT. What's going on the field, me?
End of turn 3, and what we have over here, actually, this was pretty severe. It started with Vader charging Luke, did some damage, and Luke went, that's nice. And he just started slaughtering him. He had the Son of Skywalker, which allowed him to attack twice. He, took him down to 1 hit point, but Luke is hurt as well. Then the Commandos behind him threw another detonator, which scared these stormtroopers off, so they're going around the back. where you do still have the sniper just sitting there. So I'm trying to shoot the ATST, but not really doing any damage. ATST shot down and killed some of the guys over here, and then the speeder bike got in behind and killed the guys from behind. So now the ion weapon is destroyed. So now that ATST, even though it's pretty badly damaged, it's down to it's taken 7 points of damage. It's not, you know, there isn't a lot to take it on, except for this ATRT, which is charging up to it, trying to take it on hand to hand or foot to foot because of its impact with that. Leia's got her people back here. She's not been particularly useful yet, but we haven't really gotten her much into action. We got these guys over here shooting at these stormtroopers, not doing much, but taking some damage themselves. And these guys over here who did manage to take out one of the speeder bikes. I forgot to mention earlier one time when there was a hit, 3 hits, and they, with white dice, actually dodged all 3. For those of you who don't know the game, white dice usually do not get defenses. But anyway, so they did manage to take that out. This guy has only 1 hit point left, but he did his duty in taking them down. And meanwhile, you have these stormtroopers coming out here and getting ready to hit anybody who comes out there in the open. And that's it for now. It's end of turn 3. This is half over.
On to the next turn, and again, they've played the same number of pips. Luke plays My Ally is the Force, and Vader plays New Ways to Motivate Them. They roll off, and the Imperials get the initiative. This is huge for them, as Vader will be able to attack first. What's happening up there? We can't see because the trees are in the way. So let's go to the field to find out.
Bloody turn this turn 4. You had quite a bit of death, starting with the most important one. Talk about child abuse. Vader has killed Luke. At the very beginning of the game, actually they both played the same initiative card, and Luke did not keep the initiative, and so Vader went first and murdered him, even though he's down to just 1 hit point. So that was really bad for them. What do you call it? The Commandos moved down here, and stormtroopers came around, shot and killed one of them, and they get a lot of cover. When they're in light cover, they can make it heavy cover, but they still got themselves hit. The sniper came up here, but he took his whole movement getting up there, so he isn't able to shoot anybody at the moment. You got these guys down here, got one more pot shot on them, and the stormtroopers were across from there. Actually, they traded shots and managed to kill some of the stormtroopers as well, so they're both kind of taking about the same amount of damage, although the rebels are in worse shape there. Back here, though, they did manage to get a pain in their ass taken out. Shot back here, killed the speeder biker, and so they're sitting there with Leia still, who is not really being able to be very effective. She might have been able to dodge and save this guy's life, cause them to have a dodge token, but she just went a little too late in the turn. Yeah, this guy came up here to get this this one victory point, but of course he's got that ATST up there. However, they had an ATRT going over there to take care of him. How's that going? Oh, not too well. He got shot down. He was going up at the ATST, it just turned and destroyed him. These guys saw that, took cover back here, and these stormtroopers are basically staying stationed right there. We go on to turn 5.
One thing I forgot to mention during the turn was that the Commandos threw another charge before they jumped down. They threw it behind Darth Vader, and it exploded, blasting all around him, and Darth Vader, being the badass that he is, shrugged off all the damage and came striding out of the explosion. He's like, no puny little explosion's gonna take me down. Hashtag thug life.
Deal with it!
Onto the cards, and once again, they've played the same number of pips. Vader plays Master of Evil, and Leia plays Someone Has to Save Our Skins. These both involve activating friendly units, and the Imperials win the roll-off yet again. These have been important rolls they both needed to win. Will they affect the game, though? We really can't see what's happening from this time-lapse angle, so let's go right to the field to find out.
End of turn 5, and it is getting critical now because we're coming close to the end. First of all, Vader came running around this tree, tossed his saber, and took down the sniper. The sniper had gotten one shot off at Vader, but actually it just barely missed him, so that cost him his life. These stormtroopers have come around here. These commandos have gone and hidden in the bushes. He couldn't see them, so he shot over here, missed this guy. This guy over here had gotten hit by these stormtroopers over here, and these guys over here finally got wiped out by the ATST, which is up there just looming. And so Leia's been left all alone. She did send some dodge tokens out to some other people, which saved the commander over here, who still has that objective. These guys came over here for cover, are heading over toward, or look over at that objective right there in the center, where their buddy has it at the moment. And these guys have come over here to retake that objective. And these stormtroopers remain at that one. On to the very last turn. Who will take this?
With the last turn, they finally lay down separate cards, but it's just because Luke's cards disappeared, leaving the rebels with only standing orders while the Imperials do an assault. Everything's on the far end of the table, so let's go to the field.
The game has come to a close, and who won this thing? Well, let's go through it. For one thing, the ATST, still standing, took out 2 rebel troops. In fact, they not only killed the guys behind the tree, who were the backup, but they killed the guy at the objective. So Leia had to go running in there and took the objective. But then we realized, oh, she actually needs to have use an action to take it. So she merely ran to it and it was completely useless. These guys over here were able to use their action to take that, and they were able to take their action to take that. Game is now tied. You have these stormtroopers killed off the guy who was here. The rebels would have taken it with that guy, but he got killed. Then these stormtroopers ran into the way, got into the way of the rebel commandos. The rebel commandos, however, could run through them, ran to the objective, took the last point, and the rebels were going to win it. But oh wait, you have Darth Vader up here somewhere in the trees. I can't find him even. There we go. Up there in the trees, and he just looked down there and goes, "Not today!" And he threw his lightsaber and killed them off. And that leaves it with a tie game because these stormtroopers were not able to reach that objective. But it comes down to points, and yeah, look at all those dead rebels there. The Imperials definitely have it by points.
I'm so proud of Darth Vader. After 6-7 games playing with him, he have done his job perfectly. He killed Luke in an amazing battle, close combat. And he has the job to kill the Commandos, and with 3 beautiful shots, I killed the only objective that the Rebel Empire was controlling, and I killed 2 guys with 3 shots and gave me the game.
Unfortunately, Vader came up there, and the critical moment was when either he or Luke could go, and whoever went first was going to kill the other. Vader got it, he killed Luke, and he was able to just hold that area. The explosives still kept them away from that objective, so I was still sort of counting on that sitting there, and the one other place was just sheer coincidence. I'm like, oh, the commander's there, run them there, and Vader, as always, just went up and wiped him out. But it was a good game. I'm really glad we did it. I love the Commandos. I'm going to use them as much as I can.
Well, that wraps it up. The Imperials win it on kill points. Kind of typical for the Imperials, but it was a very close battle. We hope you all enjoyed this game. We sure enjoyed playing it. Be sure to pick up your copy of the Commandos, as they're a very fun unit. You can find them through Fantasy Flight or order them through Perky Nerd's website, which is listed below. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. See the description below for more offers, and check out our social media. Thanks for watching.